What's up guys, Terrence here with Retro DNA.
Nobody cares!
Welcome to another episode. In this particular episode, I'll be taking you on an exclusive tour of my current game room. Now, keep in mind it's ever evolving. I always have cabinets coming in and out, but I realized it's been a long time since I did one. In fact, I was in a previous house and actually had a lot of stock cabinets at the time. But now I have a ton of modified cabinets. I've got a pretty good base for all the different types of systems that I want. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. Let's check it out. What's up guys, this is the Arcade 1-Up wall in my game room, and really this is probably where I spend the bulk of my time. I have a ton of unique builds here, really excited to go over those with you. Alright guys, not going to spend much time on the dirt cab. I got a unique video for just this cab coming along. We'll take a closer look at it there. But that's my driver. A lot of people love how we have the steering wheel mounted on that. Got the Mortal Kombat 11 cabinet build here. It's running a full size PC with big box. Awesome build. It's got the backlit riser, as you can see. The artwork's pretty sweet. Basically set up on Xbox controls there. We got the House of the Dead shooter, which we've been over before. It's running a modded Nintendo Wii. Keep about 6,000 games on the Wii modded there. And then, you know, that's used for shooting. Then I got the Star Wars stock cab. I just love it because of the flight yoke. My Asteroids Deluxe cab. This is one worth going over. You know, I just love this cab. I think it's beautiful. It's running the new Batocera for Raspberry Pi 4. This one has about 14,000 games on it. Really sweet front end to it. Just a beautiful system overall. Got the control panel custom cut. Actually used Arcade Mod-Up for that and did the T-molding there. Went ahead and mounted some speakers to the front. Used some great Pioneer speakers, a nice Atari logo. My favorite cab at any point in time has almost always got an Atari logo. I love putting the Atari logo on the front. A lot of times I'll do it over the white carbon fiber. It's kind of one of my signature moves. And then another thing I use, you know, is the Cricket here to come up with some different stuff. So we cut out the Atari logo with the Cricket there. And then on my vertical cab, same kind of general setup here. We went with black carbon fiber on the riser, the 4-way D-pad there on the riser. This one's basically just kind of the most played cabinet of all of them, to be honest. I am absolutely obsessed with Burger Time. Gotta love 1942 and 43 as well. It's got Fix-It Felix, Tetris. We do, last night we had a bit of a Tetris competition here. Tapper's another game I'm absolutely obsessed with. I'd probably say of all the games out there, Tapper and Burger Time get the most play. So anyway, this is usually where you could find me, posted up right here. Or truth be told, I played the heck out of these driving cabs as well. Kind of a quick note for all of you guys who are looking, I actually really prefer these stools right here. They raise and lower. Believe it or not, I got them at TJ Maxx, but you can find a similar style. I love that it's got a short back to it. It's nice, comfortable. It's just a great addition to any arcade. Gives you a nice, comfortable feel. So when you're sitting down, you know, you can adjust it just to where you need it. Feet fit perfectly under there for the pedals. Everything's level. It's great. You're not obstructing your field of view. One of the unique things about this build is where I mounted the steering wheel. It's so unique. You don't see many people. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen another cabinet that had it mounted this way. A lot of folks tend to leave the control panel as is. All right, it extends here, and then the steering wheel sits on top. The only problem is now you're obstructing the view. One unique thing about this is actual glass. I didn't use any plexi on that. We used legit glass. Don't know why, just trying something new. But if I were to build it again, I would say this. I'd probably go with the full 20-inch monitor in that bad boy. It's honestly great. It's never distracting, but it's just kind of one of those things. In hindsight, probably wish I would have done different. And here, guys, I got my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme. Legends Ultimate. This is the 1.0, the original version of the cabinet. It's been wrapped in some super sick Power Rangers art. We're huge Power Rangers fans here. I just never get tired of showing off that art. I mean, look at all the details therein. This, of course, from Power Rangers, the movie right here. Decided to do the split head for the white and green Ranger. Obviously, both were the same guy. Just a beautiful cabinet. One thing that I did too, instead of wrapping this control panel, I actually like the control panel a lot as is, so I don't usually touch it when I modify these. Instead, I just took that artwork and put it up here in a nice frame and hung it above the cabinet, so it just kind of adds a little something extra to that. Let me show you the side art here. See if we can get a nice shot from this angle. Yeah, and look at that. I mean, just beautiful artwork. Gotta love the Megazord there. Now this, of course, is running the CoinOps build on the USB stick here, and then I just have a couple unique games. Mostly my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers titles are right here on a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme USB. But tons of fun to play this. I thought this was a good time to tell you that unlike a lot of people who are into modding and arcades and whatnot, I'm actually not the biggest fan of Legends Ultimate. I'm not gonna say I'd give it like a negative review or anything, but in some regards, it's sort of like limited in its capability. I don't like how proprietary everything is. ArcadeNet is a huge frustration. I get tired of logging in every 5 plays. You know, it has tons of issues connecting to internet firmware updates. I've had probably about 15 of these cabinets kind of cycle through modding, changing, adjusting, fixing, repairing, etc. And man, it's just a huge frustration. They can do a lot to improve these things. Overall, it's a great cabinet. Their main bragging point is really going to be their hardware. I mean, they have incredible hardware in this thing. Nice, solid control base, good joysticks, great spinners. Their trackball is pretty solid, not the best, but it's pretty solid. I mean, honestly, this is one of the main reasons I keep one of these here in my arcade, is simply because I love having the spinner and the trackball available. To me, honestly, they're kind of built-in games. It's just a much smoother play than a lot of modified cabinets out there. I mean, pretty basic, plain looking setup. This is their standard game setup. You know, just nothing to brag about. I'm not the world's biggest fan of this system, but honestly, it's pretty great overall. If you have one, they come in at a relatively low price point. You know, you get 21.5 inches of screen space. You can modify them and make them look fantastic. Honestly, the original artwork on them is a bore. Definitely not a fan of that. But if you go as far as, you know, springing for the USB with the add-on X to get your CoinOps and get those additional games, it can definitely be worth it. You'll just be frustrated with the ArcadeNet as well, I'm sure. Guys, this here is what I call Big Cab Corner. It's basically the 2 biggest cabs I keep up here in the game room. I have a 4-player custom build. This is a pretty unique cab. It actually has a full PC inside of it that's running big box as well. I don't actually play it on here very much though, because I have the same build in that MK11 cab that I pointed out earlier. And that one has a updated GPU, so it can run some games a little bit more efficiently than this one can. But this one is 4 players, and believe it or not, I have it on a switcher running a Raspberry Pi. I believe a 3B Plus in this as well, which kind of gives me some unique access to some other things. One of the big benefits, of course, to any time you build a cabinet with a television is that you can simply switch inputs and you could run multiple systems right there on the same screen. And the only orientation you really have to concern yourself with is the controls and how you configure those. So, but you know, everything on here runs great. There's about 6,500 games on this one. And then, of course, I have my Prime Arcade Racings cabinet. This is, it's a blast. I really don't know how else to point it out. I mean, this thing has 148 games on it right now. Pretty much everything you can think of, from Outrun, Outrunners, San Francisco Rush, Initial D, we got Pole Position, Sega Rally, man, Virtual Racing. There's an arcade menu to it, but you can actually switch over to console side as well and play games like Crazy Taxi, F1 Racing, the Hot Wheels games, Mario Kart, you know, even Mickey's Speedway, Need for Speed, Underground, the list goes on and on. There's a pretty cool Pac-Man World Rally Racing game that my daughter loves on here. You know, it's a ton of fun to play, great build. I'm not gonna get too into that either though, because I got a unique video coming just for this cabinet. I'm gonna go in depth with it and kind of review it, talk about it a little bit more. But this thing is a staple here in the game room. People love playing this cabinet. All right guys, so I had a question the other day and I thought it was a good one to answer here in this video. if I could only recommend one single Arcade 1-Up cabinet for you to own, based both on what it does in its stock capabilities as well as the potential when it comes to modifying, there's a hands down favorite, and that favorite is this bad boy right here, the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet. This thing has about every extra you could hope for from a stock 1-Up cabinet. First of all, it's of the most modern generation of Arcade 1-Up cabinets, so it has a great monitor. It has the backlit marquee, beautiful artwork on that. Speaking of artwork, you really can't beat the side artwork for this cabinet. I mean, nostalgia 101. Everyone loves Marvel vs. Capcom. This is a great looking cabinet. Not only is the marquee backlit, but it also has the backlit deck protector. And then this comes with the standard 6-button Street Fighter layout, as we call it, on the control panel. In addition, it also has the riser, and not only does it have a riser, but the riser is wrapped with some more awesome looking artwork. It's a beautiful cabinet. If you don't want to get into graphic design, you don't want to deal with buying, you know, a wrap from a third-party company and trying to get the vinyl wrapping process right, you know, it's gonna be a beautiful cabinet for you to just throw a Raspberry Pi in and switch it up. Or if you decide to leave it stock, it's got some great gameplay. What's up, guys? Today's beer of the day is actually a little bit different than usual. We're talking about Uncle Bear's Brewery out of Gilbert, Arizona. They make incredible beers. You can pick up a number of them at your local Fry's stores and things like that. They do have tap rooms all over the valley. However, today I want to key in on a specific beer. It's the beer of the day. It's their Cigar Bar beer. Now, this is an exclusive beer that you can only find in a few cigar bars across the valley. I happened to get a hold of this beer at Havana Cigar Bar in Anthem, Arizona, and it's incredible. Guys, it tastes so good. I would drink it here in front of you, but well, I get it by the growler and it just doesn't last. It is that good. An awesome beer. If you love stouts, you love porters, you love heavy beers, anything like a breakfast stout, even like your chocolate stout, stuff like that, you're gonna be right in the same lane as this Cigar Bar beer. It is a phenomenal, flavorful beer that you just simply have to try. So I encourage you to go on the goose chase, find the cigar bar that carries this if you're in the Arizona Phoenix Valley, and try it ASAP. Truly awesome beer. Shout out to you, Uncle Bears. All right, guys, today's game of the day is Target Toss Pro, the bags version. Not a lot of people are familiar with this. Very cool game, especially if you're a big fan of Golden Tee. Generally, these cabinets have the lawn darts and bags combo, but at a local arcade, I managed to find a bags-only cabinet. It was a ton of fun to play. You can see me and my daughter giving it a go here. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of Golden Tee. Target Toss Pro bags. Hey guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I truly appreciate you watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite game was in the collection. And certainly if you have any questions, don't forget to leave those in the comments as well. Love interacting with you guys, and stay tuned for the next video. It won't be long.